Hey everybody, welcome to topic number 30. So let's take a look at how we can find the area of polygons and circles. So the previous video was about finding the perimeters. So here we're gonna learn how to find the area. So again, just it's very much just like the perimeters, rectangles. Okay, to find perimeters, we add up all four sides, but to find the area, here all we have to do is take the length times the width. Okay, take the length times the width. Then that give me the entire area. All right, for squares, that will just be side times side. All right, side times side. That's an S. Now I'm gonna give you a couple other formulas here. For circle, okay, to find perimeter, we take pi times the diameter. But for area, we take the pi times radius squared. Okay. To find the area of a triangle, that will be half times the base times the height. So what we know, there's a lot of different types of triangles, but what we know is triangle always has a base and the height. The height and the base will always be perpendicular. Okay. So to find the area of the triangle, we take the base times the height times a half. All right, so let's take a look at these composite figures. So in the previous video, I mentioned that to find the composite figures for area, if you have a shape within a shape, we subtract. If you have two shapes put together, then we will add their areas. So this example right here, what you see here is it's almost look like a rectangle, right? And with a half circle cut out of it. Okay. So whenever you have a shape within another shape, okay, what you do is you subtract their area to find the remaining part. All right. So since the rectangle is bigger, then I will take the area of a rectangle and subtract off the area of that half circle. Okay. So area of a rectangle is length times width minus half, we can say zero point 0.5 times the area of a circle. Don't get confused with the perimeter, okay? Perimeter is pi times diameter. Area of a circle is pi times radius squared, okay? So if this is a half a circle right here, from one end to the other end must be the diameter. So this problem is giving me diameter as 2, but my formula is calling for radius. So the radius must be 1. Okay, so let's writing what we know. The length times width, that will be 3 times 2, minus zero point 0.5 times the pi key times. All right, we said the radius is 1, so there's 1 squared. 1 squared is not 2. 1 squared is 1 times 1. So it will always safer just to put in the calculator. Length times width, the rectangle, subtract off half times the pi key times 1 squared, 1 caret key raising to the second power. So that will be 4.43. Okay, for area, that will be squared, right? Remember we talk about doing the conversions. We talk about area. It's always going to be something squared. Okay, the same picture as we seen from the last video. This time, this will actually be finding the area. So we say that this is a quarter of a circle. So all I need to do is find the area of a quarter of a circle. So remember, this is the radius, right? If the center of this quarter of a circle is right here, then the 10-inch got to be the radius. So quarter is 0.25, so that will be 0.25 times pi times the radius squared. So all I have to do is take 0.25 times the pi key times radius 10 squared, and that will give me the area. So that'll be 78.54. All right, square inch. All right, so this problem is just like the previous video. This is 3/4 of a circle. So to find the area, this is 3/4 of a circle. So they already told me the radius is 6, right? So that'll be 0.75 times the pi key times area is 6 squared times the pi key times 6 squared. All right, so that'll be 84.82. All right, square centimeter. All right, so now this one right here, remember, to find the area of a composite figure, this is a square. So this is different than the perimeter, okay? Perimeter, where the student messed up on is adding 04 side, but this dashed line is not on the outside, okay? So that's why it was a half a circle, right? Plus 3/6. But this time, all we have to do is to write out, I need to find the area of a half circle plus the area of a square. So that would be 0.5 times the pi key times radius squared, right? For half a circle, plus area of a square, side times side. So that will be 0.5 times the pi key times, all right. So from one end to the other end of a half a circle is 6 inches, okay. So that means the diameter is 6. So the radius must be 3. So that'll be 3 squared. 3 squared is not 6. 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. Times 6 for the area of a square. So once I write it out, I'm just going to type it all in. 0.5 times the pi key times 3 squared plus, right? 6 times 6. 50.14. All right, square inches. Okay, so area of a composite figure is a little bit easier. Okay, all you have to see is, okay, is a one shape put right next to another shape, or we have to add, or have a circle within a rectangle where the half circle is carved out, where we have to subtract their areas to find the remaining. All right, let's do some application problem. If a 22 feet by 13 feet living room is carpeted with a carpet that costs $52 per square yard, here we go. The pricing is in square yard, including labor and pad. What's the total cost of carpeting this living room? Assuming you cannot purchase part of a square yard, okay? So to find the cost, I need to find the area first. So area of my living room is 22 times 13. So remember now the units here is in feet. Pricing is in square yard. So I got to convert the 286 square feet back into square yardage. Okay. So how many square yard is this? Well, if you look it up the handouts, 1 square yard is equal to 9 square feet. And here's the reason why. If you have a square, right? Let's pretend this is a square. 1 square yard means 1 yard by 1 yard. And every yard is 3 feet. So 1 yard by 1 yard is the equivalent of saying 3 feet by 3 feet. So 3 times 3, 9 square foot. Okay. So so we know that square yard is bigger than square feet. So since I'm starting from a small unit, then I will need to divide by 9. So divide by 9 cannot purchase part of a square yard. So that means I have to purchase 32 square yard. Okay, $52 for 1 square yard, right? I need to purchase 32 of them, so times by 32. That will tell me the total price is 1664. Okay, that's all we have to do. So watch out when you do geometry problems like these, watch out for the units. Okay, always watching out for the units. An urban renewal project involved reseeding a park that is in the shape of a square. So my park is a square, 60 meters on each side. So I have a square, 60-meter on each side. Each bag of a grass seed costs $6.25, and you will do 1,200 square meters. Okay, how much money should be budget to buy the seeds? So I need to figure out what's my area, right? So my area is 60 by 60, right? It's a square, so it's 36 square meters. Okay, one bag will do 1,200 square meters. So if I divide, I can figure how many bags I need. So 3,600 divided by 1,200 will give me 3 bags. Okay, so I need to buy 3 bags, right? So $6.25 for one bag. All right, each bag costs that. That means that's for one bag times 3 bags. So 6.25 times 3. So that'll be $18.75. $18.75. Okay. All right, you planning to paint a wall that is measured by 11 feet by 6 feet. Okay, a gallon of paint will cost you 19.96, and you will cover 50 square foot. How much? So this is very similar to the grass seeds. So we need to figure out how big is my wall first, right? 11 feet by 6 feet. So I need to do 66 square foot. A gallon of paint will cover about 50 square foot. So if I take 66 square foot total divided by 50, that will tell me how many gallon. And we normally cannot buy part of a gallon. I'm gonna buy a whole gallon at a time. So here I will automatically round to nearest whole gallon. So I will need to purchase about 2 gallons. So a lot of students say, well, Mr. Chen, you're not following the rounding rules. Okay, three will make the one stay the same. Well, I do agree, but if you only buy 1 gallon, you'll be short because you still got part of a square footage is not covered. So you always so a problem like these, you always need to round up to buy the whole gallon. Okay, just so you can actually cover the whole thing. So we need to buy 2 gallons. So 1 gallon is 1996 times 2 gallons. That will tell me my total amount. 39.32. Okay, no, 39.92. Excuse me. All right, let's check out this problem. A room, this is a room, not just a wall, is 15 feet by 20 feet. The sitting is 8 feet above the floor. So think about, sitting in a rectangular room, okay? 4 walls. The long wall is 20 feet. The shorter walls, the two short walls is 15 feet. The ceiling is 8 feet above the floor. That's referring to the height of your walls, right? So there are two windows in the room. Each one is 3 foot by 4 foot. The door is 2.5 by 6.5. So what is the total area of the walls and the ceilings? Okay. So we have two long walls in the room. So there will be two walls, right? Long walls, 20 feet long. And what's the height of the wall? 8 feet. Because however tall is your ceiling is however tall of your walls. Two short walls, right? Two walls times how long is your short wall? 15 feet long, right? 8 feet tall. Okay. All right, your ceiling. Okay. A room is 15 feet by 20 feet. That's also referring to the floor size. Okay. That's also referring to the entire floor. Your floor is measured by 20 feet by 15 feet. Therefore, the length of the walls, of course, is 20 feet long, and the shorter ones are 15 feet long. But when you say the floor plane is 15 feet by 20 feet, it's referring to the entire floor. Okay, but so however big is your floor is however big is your ceiling. So my ceiling, okay, I only get one ceiling. I don't get two ceilings, is 15 feet by 20 feet with the area. Okay, so we multiply each one and then add them up, and that will give me total areas. Okay, uh, 40, 40 times 8, 32. All right, 30 to 40, and this is what? 20 times 15, 300. So my total area, 0, 6, 6, 7, 8, 860 square foot. Okay, a gallon paint will cover this many square foot. So how many gallon paint are needed? So again, we divide 860 divided by 86.625. 86.625. Make sure I add up right. 860. So can I buy part of a gallon? So that's about 10 gallons. All right. A paint costs 17.95 a gallon. How much would it cost? So that will be 17.95 times 10. So that will be about $179.50. Okay. Let me make sure make sure I do my computation right. All right, 320, 30 times 8. Yep, 15 times 20. Okay. So what I messed up here is, even though this is a total walls, I forgot to include your windows and your doors. Okay. So we gotta do this part again. A gallon of paint will cover 86.625, right? But over, I'm not gonna paint over my windows. So those areas gotta be subtracted. So two windows, each one is 3 foot by 4 foot. One door is 2.5 by 6.5. 2.5 by 6.5. So that'll be 1625. So altogether, there are 40.25 square footage that I do not need to paint. Okay. So I need to take the entire 860 minus the 40.25. So that will tell me exactly the areas I need to paint. That'll be 819.75. All right, so there are 819.75 square foot I need to paint. So if we divide it by, okay, if we divide by 86.625, that will tell me how many gallons I will need. Okay, so I still need about 10 gallons. Okay, still need about 10 gallons. All right, so 10 gallon times 17.95. So it will still cost me $179.50. Okay. All right. All right, let's take a look at some homework questions. Okay, find the area of the composite figure below. So do this problem the same way as I did this one right here, except the shape changed, right? This is actually a rectangle. So let me draw a dashed line right here for you. So half a circle plus this area of a rectangle. All right, this one is similar to the one we start out with. This is a rectangle, right, with a half a circle carved out. So this is the area I'm looking for. So take the area of rectangle, subtract off the area of a half circle, then that will give you the remaining. All right, half a circle again. So this is only a half a circle, okay? This is the area of a half circle. So all we have to do is to say half times pi times radius squared. Then that will give you the entire area. Okay. So this one is a lot like the carpet, except you don't have to worry about converting. This pricing is already in the square foot. Okay. So you got 12 by 11 foot. If the cost is $6.25 per 1 square foot, okay, then find the cost of pouring it. So find out the total area and then multiply the cost per square foot. All right. So this problem is the same as the previous one. I want you to recalculate it and make sure, okay, make sure no number is changed. I make sure my number was right because I'm had a feeling something is not right here. Okay, because I remember before when I divided some, this gallon is actually a little bit nicer. So double check and make sure my answer is correct. All right. So it's just real quick. In this video, we talk a little bit about how to find the area of polygons and circles. Okay. Thank you for watching.